Good morning, friends. In the last lecture, we have started the sampling of the solid. In that, we have seen the sample size. Then, we have seen the multi-stage sampling. Then, third one is the sequential sampling. Now, we have to see the size reduction methods that are used in the sampling of the solid. So, friends, there are the three different methods which are used for reduction of the sample size. First is coning and a quartering method. Second method is a long file and alternative. Second method is the long pile and alternative sheet method. And a third is the method using raffles or rolling and quartering. In the first, you can see here in the coning and the quartering method, this is one of the oldest technique for dividing a gross sample to a manageable size. The material is first crushed to the suitable fineness and then placed in a conical pile. The pile is the flattened, separated. The pile is the flattened, separated into quarters. Then it is divided into quarters. Then opposite quarters are selected. The other two are rejected. This process of coning and quartering is repeated till the sample of the desired size is obtained. You can see the cone of the material. Then material is flattened to the circle and then you can see this is the quarter one. This is the first method which is used in the size reduction of the sample coning and the quartering. The long pile and alternate soil method. This method is used for particulate sample like ores, sand, etc. and for compact solids like clays, industrial bulk, etc. In this material, the method is in the form of the pile about 10 feet in length and the width corresponding to that of the soil. The pile is obtained by distribution of each soil full of material along the length of the pile. Alternate soil is disorder. The sample size thus gets reduced. If further reduction in the sample size is required, coning and a quartering method can be employed. Third method using the raffles or rolling and the quartering. A raffle consists of a trough that is divided into an even number of segments. Alternate segments deliver the sample to the opposite side of the trough. The starting material is divided into the two approximately equal portions. One part may be passed through the raffle, repeating unit sample of the desired size is obtained. Repeatedly through the refill repeatedly until sample of desired size is obtained. What is there? See, in the first method, that is a coning, and you can say coning and the contouring of the material. Second is the long pile and alternate soil method. Third method was a method using the riffles or rolling and cornering. In the first method, coning and cornering. First of all, we have to prepare the cone, then we have to flat it, then you have to make the four parts of that particular sample to get the desired size of that particular sample. In the second method, long pile and alternate soil method, you can see especially the particulate sample like the ore, sand, etc. And for the compact solids like the clays, industrial bulk, etc. In this material, the method is soiled in the form of pile about 10 feet in length and the width corresponding to that of the soil. The pile is obtained by distribution of the each soil full of material along with the length of the pile. The alternate soil is discarded. The sample size thus gets reduced. If the further reduction in the sample size is required, then you have to use the first method as the coning and cornering. Then third method is the method using the riffles and rolling and the cornering. You can see a riffle consists of it rough, that is divided into an even number of the segments. Alternate segments delivers the sample to the opposite side of the trough. The starting material is divided into the two approximately equal portions. One part may be passed through the riffle or repeated that you have to repeat until the sample of desired size is obtained. Then we have to see the sampling of the compact solids. Many samples contain the solid in the form of the highly compact solids. Different types of the equipment and the sampling procedures are adopted for sampling of such samples. Very much important part it is the size reduction of the sample. There are the three methods. First is the coning and the cornering. Second is the long pile and alternate soil method. And the third one is the method using the riffles and the rolling and the cornering. Then sampling of the compact solids that we have to see, that we have already discussed. The solids are, most of the solids are highly compact solids. Different types of the equipments and the sampling procedures are adopted for sampling of this particular compact solids. These methods are, first one is the split barrel samples, split tube thief, then geosampler, auger sampler, then split barrel samples. This split barrel sampler is used to drilling equipment to provide deep and clean hole. This is required to draw out a compact sample from mines, wells, etc. It consists of a driving head about 50 cm long, made up of hand steel and other alloys. Then split tube tip. It is also used to collect the compact samples from the gunny bag or similar container. Then geosampler. Geological survey of any region requires collection of the geological sample from various locations of the earth. The modern sampling equipment consists of percussive drills, big tongue, back holes, covery drills which collect specific size samples. The typical geological samples contains loose soil, then rubble, chalks of rocks of various shape and size, then fine sand, dust and hard rock. For this purpose geosampler is used. Auger sampler or say auger sampler, it is a soil sampler containing a small helical screw with T-shaped handle. For sampling, it is inserted into the sample, turned into the material and pulled out. The material is then scraped off with spatula. It is used to sample compact soil or compact packed material in tanks. You can see the diagram of the auger sampler. Then sampling of the particulate solid. Different types of the devices are used to sample particulate solid. These include as split tube thief, concentric tube thief, hand scoop. A split tube thief is a metallic tube with a slot running the full length of the tube. It has T-type handle fixed at one end. The end of the tube is sharp and can cut through a container such a gunny bag. The tip is inserted into a container by rotating the handle until the tip reaches the center of the container. The tip is then carefully withdrawn and the material it has scooped out is knocked or scraped out. You can see this is the sampling of the particulate solid using the split tube thief. See the diagram already here drawn. Then concentric tube thief, it is used to take samples of the free flowing materials such as finely divided ore, cement, powders and granular materials. It consists of the two concentric tube, one fitting closely inside the other. The inner tube can be rotated inside the outer tube. The outer tube is pointed and can the outer tube is pointed and can put it in the container. Both the tubes have the hole cut into them in corresponding position. The inner tube is rotated so that the hole on it are closer and the tip inserted into container. The inner tube is rotated to open the holes and the material gets into it. It is then closed before withdrawing the tip from the container. This is a concentric tube tip. Hand scoop or say shoals. Hand scoop or say shoals of the suitable size are also used for taking cross section of a sample of the particulate solid while in a motion. Example, ore from a conveyor belt, ore from a conveyor belt. A large number of portions are removed and mixed to give the gross sample. The scoop can also be used to take the sample from the surface of the drums, bags, barrels and other containers. It is very much important again. You can see sampling of the particulate solid. We have discussed regarding the sampling of the compact solid. In the sampling of the compact solid, split barrel sample, split tube thief then auger sampler, geo sampler that we have seen. Then we have to talk regarding the sampling of the particulate solid. In that the three different methods are there: split tube tip method, concentric tube tip method, and the hand scoop. These three technique can be used for the sampling of the particulate solid. These three techniques we have seen. Then we have to see discuss the sampling of static liquids. Sampling of liquids we have to see. We have seen the sampling of the solids, and the two types of the solids was there. One was the compact solid and another one is the particulate solid. And for the normal solid that we have seen already, discuss the sampling of the static liquid. The liquid samples can be classified as the heterogeneous, homogeneous, static, and the flowing liquids. Each type of liquid will have different types of the sampling techniques. These four different type of the liquids are there, and they all have the different methods. Homogeneous liquids, as you know, they have the same composition, and heterogeneous means the different composition. Homogeneous liquid sample can be easily collected with the help of the sample tip. The sample tip enables collection of the liquid at different depth without disturbing it. Thus, a composite sample can be prepared. It consists of a glass bottle with a two hole. Through one of the hole, a small piece of the glass tube is introduced. Through the other hole, a long tube fitted with stopcock at one end is inserted. The longer tube should be such that its length should be greater than the height of the liquid in the container. When the sample tip is introduced in the container at different heights, the stopcock attached always remains well outside the liquid. The sample tip is introduced in the liquid container. This method you have to follow while handling the homogeneous liquids. Then heterogeneous liquids. Heterogeneous liquids has the different composition at different depths. Liquid having two or more phases, the sampling is slightly different. Accurate sampling of heterogeneous liquids which form layers is not easy. The procedure adopted is to determine approximately the volume of each layer from the cross section of the container and the height of the layer. Sample are then taken from each layer by using a sample tip. The individual sample are then mixed to get the gross sample. If the liquid container is odd shaped, the liquid has to be transferred to a cylindrical or rectangular container in order to determine the ratio of the different liquid layers. Static for handling or say sampling of the heterogeneous liquid, what you have to do, heterogeneous liquid has different composition at different depths. That's why liquid having two or more phases, the sampling is slightly different. Accurate sampling of the heterogeneous liquid which form layers is not easy. The procedure adopted is to determine approximately the volume of each layer from the cross section of the container and the height of the layer. The sample are then taken from each layer by using a sample tip. The individual sample are then mixed to get the gross sample. If the liquid container is odd shaped, the liquid has to be transferred to the cylindrical or rectangular container in order to determine the ratio of the different liquid layers. Static liquids, we have to see most of the static liquids which are stored in storage tanks. Generally samples with metallic bottle on metallic dippers attached with chains, generally sampled with metallic bottle on metallic dipper attached with chains. For static acids, long glass tubes are used for sampling. For static liquids in drums or used tanks, it is necessary to check the heterogeneity. If the liquid in the drum is homogeneous, then the lid of the container is removed and the sample is drawn from the various parts of the container in the usual manner. The final sample can be prepared by proper bending of composite sample. Then fourth is the flowing liquids. The composition of flowing liquid changes with time and a position. The sampling technique has to be modified. It is necessary to draw the sample at a different position and at a different time intervals. The sampling technique should be free from bias due to position and time. The composition of the liquid may vary periodically. When a liquid flows through pipes, the composition of liquid may vary along the diameter of the pipe. To get a satisfactory sample under this condition, a multiple tube samples is used. This tube consists of tubes of the varying length joined to a terminate joined to or terminating into one single tube. You can see multi-tube structure is there. This so many tubes are joined to the single tube. The overall appearance of the device is similar to the palm of a hand with tubes of varying lengths appearing like fingers. The tube is introduced into the stream of the stream at the required position. Due to the unequal length of the tubes, the flowing liquid from different positions along the axis get drawn. Here we have seen the different methods to handle the solid samples and to handle the liquid samples. In the solid samples, again we have seen the two different types of the solid, compact solids and the particulate solids. In the liquids, we have seen the four types: homogeneous liquids, heterogeneous liquid, then the flowing liquids and the static liquids. There are the different methods which are used while doing the analysis of this particular sample. It is very much important. 5 marks question is based on this particular sampling of the liquids, sampling of the solids, and third part is the sampling of the gases that we will see in the next lecture. If you are not getting any point, you can freely ask on the Google Classroom. You are welcome to ask any query regarding that particular part. Thank you. The next part, sampling of the gases, we will see in the next lecture.